North Atlantic, February 2024. The USS Gerald R is cutting through waves hitting 40 feet high. That is a 4-story building of water slamming into the bow every 30 seconds. The ship pitches 30 feet bow to stern. It rolls 15 degrees side to side. This is the kind of weather that shuts down every port on the East Coast. 7 decks below, Chief Culinary Specialist Marcus Chen from San Diego is managing something that would terrify every chef on land. He is preparing dinner for 700 people with industrial ovens at 450 degrees. He is managing 80-pound pots of boiling oil. And he is doing it on a floor tilting like an earthquake simulator. One mistake, and that pot becomes a lethal projectile. One slip on a wet floor and someone goes into a 450-degree oven. The steam tables are bolted down. The pots are chained. And dinner does not stop. Because this is not just one kitchen. Across the ship, 6 more galleys are doing the exact same thing simultaneously. 17,300 meals today. 17,300 tomorrow. Every single day for the next 90 days straight. No grocery stores, no delivery trucks, no backup plan, just engineering. How does the US Navy feed 5,000 people when the kitchen is pitching through 40-foot seas? And what happens when failure means the mission ends? The answer is not courage or determination. The answer is 50 years of American engineering that solved a problem other navies have not figured out yet. This is the technological foundation of ocean dominance. And the math proves it. 11 nuclear carriers operating 90 days each equals 990 days of continuous presence. China's 3 conventional carriers operating 30 days each? 90 days total. That is an 11-to-1 advantage. Not through luck, through engineering. If you want to understand why American carriers control every ocean, it starts here. It starts where technology conquers nature and systems replace hope. Most people think carriers run on nuclear power. Real experts know they run on logistics. Type logistics in the comments if you want the truth behind the propaganda. Today we are breaking down 3 technological pillars that no other navy has replicated. Nuclear power providing unlimited operations. Stabilization systems developed over 5 decades. And industrial logistics enabling 90-day autonomy. This is not just feeding people. This is why 11 carriers rule the seas. Let us start with numbers that sound impossible. 17,300 meals, every single day. On the USS Gerald R right now, the massive culinary complex is producing 17,300 individual meals in a 24-hour period. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and midnight rations for 5,000 people working around the clock. That is not a restaurant. That is an industrial food production facility that happens to float. The brutal reality is clear. Your local McDonald's serves 800 customers on a busy day. This carrier produces the equivalent of 22 McDonald's locations daily for 3 months without resupply. Consider the USS Truman's 2018 Mediterranean deployment. 1,600 pounds of chicken, 160 gallons of milk, 350 pounds of lettuce daily. Multiply by 90 days. 144,000 pounds of chicken, 14,400 gallons of milk, all managed while moving at 30 knots through hostile waters. The challenge is brutal. Feed a small American town for 3 months from your pantry, while that town is bouncing through ocean storms. Impossible? For every other navy, yes, American solution. 7 parallel industrial galleys. Each one operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never stops, never closes. 114 culinary specialists per ship, each producing 152 meals per day. That is triple the output of a Michelin star chef. But this is not a restaurant. These are industrial food production specialists trained to factory standards. Chief Naomi Goodwin managed officer meals during airstrikes. 200 per sitting. The precision required is industrial engineering, not culinary artistry. Manufacturing food at scale on a moving platform. Chinese Type 003 Fujian. 4 galleys, 60 staff. Estimated 12,000 meals per day. Longest deployment is 47 days. They dock to resupply. No storage, no systems. The US does not dock when convenient. We dock when we choose. That is the difference between operating and dominating. Here is the brutal truth about cooking at sea. Power is everything. Running 7 industrial galleys 24 hours a day, 7 days a week requires massive electricity. Multiple warehouse-sized freezers holding 3,000 tons of food at -10 degrees Fahrenheit. Continuous operation of industrial ovens. Desalination systems producing water. Ventilation systems exhausting heat. The power demand would bankrupt a conventional ship. Conventional carriers run on oil-generated electricity. That means rationing. Freezers or radar. Meals or catapults. Limited fuel means limited time. Resupply every 7 days or fail. American solution: 2 A-1B nuclear reactors. Each one generating enough power for a city of 100,000 people. Combined output? Enough to power a small state. And cooking uses less than 5% of that capacity. The technical advantage is absolute. Unlimited electricity for 20 years without refueling. All 7 galleys running simultaneously? Not a problem. Every freezer at full capacity? Standard. The ovens never turn off. Fresh bread is baked continuously for 90 days straight. The desalination systems produce 400,000 gallons of fresh water daily. That is enough to fill 100 backyard swimming pools. Every single day. Forever. Think about that. A Chinese carrier must ration fresh water. U.S. carriers turn seawater into cooking ingredients with unlimited power. We are not managing scarcity. We are manufacturing abundance. The strategic impact is huge. Nuclear power means operational tempo that rivals cannot match. When tensions escalated in the Red Sea in 2023, the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower deployed for 294 consecutive days. No Chinese carrier has ever deployed beyond 60 days. The limiting factor is not will, it is engineering. They do not have the power infrastructure. This single technological choice, made in the 1950s and perfected over 70 years, creates a 3-to-1 endurance advantage. That is not incremental improvement. That is generational superiority. France has 1 conventional carrier. The UK has 2 conventional carriers. China has 3 conventional carriers. America has 11 nuclear carriers. Different category of capability. Here is where it gets deadly. North Atlantic winter, 40-foot waves, the kind that sink commercial vessels. The USS Gerald R. Ford does not divert, does not slow down, does not stop operations. The ship rolls 15 degrees port to starboard. It pitches 30 feet bow to stern. And 7 galleys continue cooking without stopping. The brutal physics are real. An 80-pound pot of boiling oil on a rolling ship becomes a ballistic projectile filled with 400-degree liquid. One hit kills. Wet floors, 120-degree temperature. Industrial accident waiting to happen. Civilian restaurants close in bad weather. Carriers do not. How? 5 decades of American engineering. 5 engineering solutions. Anti-slip steel flooring with drainage. Industrial pot clamps and chains. Gimbal-mounted serving lines that self-level. Temperature-controlled ventilation for 120-degree galleys. Watertight integrity with sealed hatches and automatic pumps. The result? 0 major galley accidents in 40 years of storm operations. Not luck, engineering. Chinese carriers avoid heavy seas. Their systems were not designed for rough water. When Typhoon Hagibis hit in 2019, USS Reagan operated. Liaoning was in port. Engineering difference. The pride moment. Other navies cook in calm seas. America cooks through hurricanes. That is not bravery. That is technological superiority. For the veterans watching, what was your go-to meal during a storm? Was it the Mid-Rats sliders, or did you survive on coffee? Sound off in the comments and let the civilians know what real sea legs look like. Strategic reality. A carrier docking every 30 days is not projecting power. It is on a leash. True dominance means staying until you leave. The brutal challenge. Feed 5,000 people for 90 days with zero resupply. That is 1.5 million meals. That is storing, preserving, and managing 3,000 tons of food in a space smaller than a Walmart, while maintaining nutritional standards, while preventing spoilage, while operating through temperature extremes. Cold chain mastery. Warehouse-sized freezers at -10 degrees Fahrenheit, storing 144,000 pounds of protein and 14,400 gallons of dairy for 90 days. Controlled atmosphere storage extends fresh vegetable life. Automated logistics, digital inventory, expiration tracking, and 21-day menu rotation. This is not a pantry. It is supply chain warfare. When resupply is needed, it happens at sea. Underway replenishment. A supply ship pulls alongside. Cables connect. 500,000 pounds of provisions transfer in 4 hours. No port, no dock, no vulnerability. The carrier never stops. Chinese carriers operate on a 30-day docking cycle and a 47-day max deployment. Reason? Storage limits, power constraints, logistics immaturity. The US perfected this in 1960. The strategic math. 90-day autonomy times 11 carriers equals 990 days of global presence. Chinese 30-day autonomy times 3 carriers equals 90 days total. That is an 11-to-1 advantage in ocean control. Not theoretical, mathematical. So how does the US Navy cook 17,300 meals in a 40-foot storm? Through nuclear reactors providing unlimited power that conventional carriers do not have. Through stabilization systems developed over 50 years that rivals have not replicated. Through logistics infrastructure enabling 90-day autonomy while competitors dock after 30. This is not just feeding people. This is the technological foundation that makes ocean dominance possible. The numbers do not lie. 11 carriers times 90-day endurance equals 990 days of presence. China's 3 carriers times 30 days equals 90 days total. That is an 11-to-1 strategic advantage. Not through propaganda, through engineering. Napoleon knew that logistics wins wars. The nation sustaining forces indefinitely controls the battlefield. On oceans, that is America. Chinese engineers are 50 years behind. The pride moment comes from understanding what this represents. 7 industrial galleys operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week through North Atlantic storms is not impressive because it is difficult. It is impressive because no other navy can do it. France cannot sustain 90 days. The UK needs ports every 45. China's max is 47 days. America? 70 years of nuclear development, 50 years of storm operations, 40 years of replenishment mastery. Engineering. Anyone can build a warship. Building it is easy. Feeding it for 3 months in the middle of the North Atlantic while launching 100 combat sorties per day? That is the hard part. That is what separates presence from dominance. This is American naval power. Not the jets, not the missiles, the logistics, the systems, the engineering that conquered problems rivals are still struggling with. We have seen the numbers. 11 US carriers versus 3 from China. But numbers do not tell the whole story. In a real conflict, do you think China can copy this 50-year logistics experience in time? Yes or no? Let me know your verdict below. The next time you see a carrier on the news, remember this. That ship is not just floating steel and aircraft. It is a technological marvel 70 years in development that no other nation can replicate. It is the reason 11 carriers rule every ocean simultaneously. That is not just power, that is dominance. And it starts in the galley.